we're going to talk about how to create a week's worth of content in 90 minutes or less. I'm going to kind of share some of my secrets as a social media manager for those of you who are still trying to figure it out on your own. I want to give you a jump start. If we haven't met, my name is Jennifer Kelly. I'm the creative genius behind Elephant Sandwich Social Media Management. If we have met, my name is Jennifer Kelly. I am the creative genius behind Elephant Sandwich Social Media Management. And today I'm excited to talk to you about something that I did on Monday. I used to do it all the time, and then in the last year I had a hard time getting ahead on my content. I wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't doing anything, so I didn't feel like I had to be ahead. And so I was just sort of doing my content daily. And on Monday this week, I kind of committed to, okay, I don't like doing it this way because it keeps me tied to the desk all day, every day, because I have to do my posts, and I'm a notorious procrastinator. I love going down the rabbit hole. I will research one idea and look up 3 hours later, and I'm on Pinterest, and who knows where the time went. So this week I was like, okay, we're going to get it all figured out and done, so that I can work on some other projects that I need to do. And what I did was I took one basic idea, I shared it with 6 different clients and customized it for 6 different clients. And in essence, I wrote a long piece that I then divided up into bite-sized pieces. So the idea that I went with is 5 lies or 5 stories or 5 myths. And you can use this with any product industry. If you will really put your mind to it, this kind of content will work for anybody. And so I did, let's see, for my recovery clients, I went with 5 lies we tell ourselves that keep us stuck or that sabotage our recovery, or and so then I introduce the topic and I give the first idea. For Tuesday, I do the second idea. I remind them of what the first one was, and then I add the second idea. I do on the third day, and so that's 5 days. On the 6th day, I ask for feedback and a question. What's your experience? Can you think of one that I left out? That kind of thing. Encourage some interaction. And then on day 7, we'll do a direct call to action for more information. If you're ready to get help, to see if we have openings, here's the action I want you to take. And so basically, I wrote what would be a blog length post. And then because it was 5 ideas, I basically had 5 days worth of content. Then I ask for feedback, and then I put in a call to action. So that's 7 days. So once that's done, now it's time to make graphics. What I did was I went to my graphic design program. I use Canva. And so for each of my clients, I made the very first graphic, and it has in big bold letters right in the middle, 5 lies, that but. And by the way, for my weight loss clinic, it was 5 lies that the diet industry may have told you. And for my roofing client, it was 5 lies that a roofing company may tell you in an effort to get your business. And so it's basically buyer beware kind of thing. and we outline some things that that an informed consumer needs to know. So that's why I say this will work for almost any client. Um, I could go through for my own business and talk about um, 5 lies you may believe about why your Facebook page isn't working for you. And so we'll talk about and if you don't like the word lie, stories you may be telling yourself, you can use myths, and truth. And by the way, with each of these, I tend to throw in, if this is the problem, here is the solution. If this is what you're telling for, in recovery, if this is what you're telling yourself and it's kind of getting you into trouble, here's what you need to do. And so we're adding some solution. It's not just, oh well, you're screwed. Now with with some of them, the implied action is, so don't hire those people. Don't trust, people who are telling you. For instance, the first one that I used for a roofing client was that some disreputable roofing companies will say that they're going to waive your deductible in order to get your business. Now, the reality is they're not going to waive it. The insurance company requires it. Your deductible must be paid. And so the question that you need to have is, what product are they not putting on my roof? What service are they not providing? Or where is this money coming from? Because I will guarantee you it is not coming from their profit. So, basically, we just want consumers to be aware that if somebody is promising you something that legally they cannot do, huge red flag, And so basically we explain the industry when we point out this fallacy. So once I do the first graphic, and I sort of have a template that I am using, then for day 2, and I will do this all in a batch. For day 2, I use the same template. I changed the photo and I changed the wording to say the second lie, or the second fib or fable, or whatever you're going to use, myth, whatever title you're going to use. And then I go through each day and I make a batch. So basically the graphics look similar, so that when you see them in the news feed, you can tell it's part of a series. If you caught day 3, you'll know that there are others. So you may want to go back and look for those, and it's much easier to find if the graphics are similar. You can also hashtag them both on Facebook and on Instagram, so that they are, hashtag 5 myths or hashtag 5 lies, and then, put in the copy to find the other myths, search for, this. And so that way I can knock out these graphics really, really quickly. Because I'm using similar photos. I'm using basically a caption that I'm only slightly modifying, and I'm knocking it out all at once, so that if I want to load them up for the week, I can do that in my business manager page, or I can just have them ready so that it's just cut, paste, go. Now, if I've done this for, say, this platform, but I want something for another platform. Let's say I've made a post for Facebook. Now I want something for Instagram. I can take the basic idea, reword it slightly, and change up, make sure that I've got the hashtags going, and I can share basically the same series. I may want to mix up the numbers, so I'll put the third one in the first slot so that people aren't seeing the exact same thing on two different platforms. If I want to use this on YouTube, then I can take that list, make a short video running through those 5 things and put that on YouTube. If I want to do it for LinkedIn, you see what I'm saying? I can take these very same ideas and use them elsewhere. I can take the same idea, the same 5 things, I can put it in my newsletter. I can make a blog post out of it. And I may want to share this on this platform now and send the newsletter thing out in a couple of months. It doesn't have to all coincide. I may want to mix it up so that it is not obvious that I am using the same content in 3 or 4 or 5 different places. And that's really simple to do if if I have these things prepared and can just sort of change up the order in which I send them out. Because remember, very few people are going to see all of your content. And by the way, we're consuming so much content throughout the day that often those ideas get lost. And so it's really not a bad thing to have the same idea come at somebody several different times so that it makes the impression that you want it to make. So once you have this content written and prepared, reuse it, reword it, put it in a different format, share it to a different platform. It will save you so much time because you're going to have these fundamental ideas that you're going to reiterate over and over and over again. And so, if you are feeling a little bit stuck on what to post, because that's the question I get asked most often, as you're watching the videos, just jot down, here's an idea, 5 myths, or 5 truths, or 5 things you may not know. Those things, those series kinds of things. Number 1, they're attention grabbers. 5 mistakes you may be making. Those kinds of things. They grab your attention because a lot of times, it was funny because when I put up the first one on one of the recovery pages, 2 women kind of got going and they were trying to guess all 5 of the stories we tell ourselves. And I think they got 3 out of the 5. But they're going to follow along to figure out what the 2 are that they didn't come up with. So it's a really easy idea. It answers a question or speaks to a need. It establishes these kinds of topics, establish your expertise, which is a really important thing so that people see you as an authority on what you're doing. They come to know, like, and trust you as you share information that they can use. So just to recap, in order to make your content quickly, write a longer piece, break it into bite-sized pieces or nuggets. And then create all your graphics at once. Once you have that done, then you're ready to post or you're ready to repurpose. You can also take those same ideas, format it ideally for the other platforms that you use, such as if you're going to use it on Instagram, make sure that you have your hashtags ready to go. You can share kind of the same copy, but make sure that you have your 15 to 30 hashtags ready to go and make sure that you have a compelling photo to go with it. If you're going to do it for YouTube, run through your 5 things in a video and just make the one video for the week. If you want to use it for LinkedIn, you can do video content or you can write it up as a longer piece. You can use it as a blog post and you can send it out in a newsletter. And as I said before, You don't have to send it out all at the same week. Sometimes it's more effective if you will mix it up and have, be talking about this week um, on Facebook. Maybe in 2 months, you'll want to have this as your theme for the week on Instagram. And then at the end of the quarter, you may send out a newsletter, and this will be one of the articles in the newsletter. So I hope that's helpful. If there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. I want you to know that I have a couple of ways that you can work with me. One is to hire me as your social media manager. I work with all different industries. I am based in North Texas, but I work with businesses nationwide. Or if you are not in a position to hire staff, because that's basically what I am, is I'm an alternative to hiring somebody in your office to take over your social media presence. If you're not in a position to do that, I love coaching entrepreneurs and business owners on social media and teaching them how to create compelling content, how to grow an audience, how to read your stats and see what's working and what isn't, and how to create a system so that your social media is consistent, but it is not taking up all your time. So I love to show business owners how to do this well and efficiently. So if you're interested in any of those things, all you have to do is reach out to me here on Facebook or on YouTube. You can email me at jennifer@elephantsandwich.com, or you can leave a comment and I will reach out to you. So that's it for today. I will see you again tomorrow. Thanks so much, and you guys have a great day. Bye, y'all.